say a blessed morning to one and all. It's Friday, the 20th day of September 2024. Good morning to one and all who's viewing and listening this morning, or listening and viewing, any order you want to put it. It's certainly welcome. Those of you via social media platforms, let me say welcome to you also. And it's to the point. We're gonna have an open line edition this morning, which means the option of calling in, sharing your views, your concerns. What about the option of also expressing a solution this morning? Now, you may have a solution for some issue that has been, of course, playing in our beautiful island for some reason. You know, if we do this or we do that could probably ease that problem. Solutions, and you never know, the authority could probably pick up on it. So feel free, give me that call, 435-2041. Remember, as always, you have double options of getting in on the program via the WhatsApp and also direct line 435-2041. You can also send me that message via the WhatsApp. You can also message me via the Facebook. I have logged in this morning, had the time to do so this morning, so I will be taking of course, the option of reading some of your messages via the WhatsApp and Facebook page. Those of you who drive along on the nation's roads, let me take the time to say good morning to you, and certainly hope that you drive along with that due care and attention that goes to all drivers. Pedestrian, of course, walk along with that due care and attention also as you move along in the nation's roads this morning. Don't forget the simple routine, folks. When you're calling, make sure that devices in the background are turned off completely. You have the option of hearing me clearly, and that's been tested and proven via the phone line, so there's no need to try to listen to me via the television or radio. Make sure they are turned off completely. All right, let's go to the phone line. We have our first caller. Caller, good morning, and you're live.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Are you hearing anything? Any feedback from me? Hello?
No, you're not. I'm not hearing any feedback, right, which means you're good to go.
Okay. Yes, good morning. I'm a little concerned about the situation with the education. We had this scene about zoning, okay? And I don't find zoning is going so good, because I have a person of interest coming from Glen Valley, right, going to Wesley College. Now, that's far out of the zone. Mm-hmm. He has to take two buses. Now, Glen Valley, we all know Glen Valley is a good community.
Yes.
A lot of, but what we have to admit is that in that area, the finance is not flowing as it may be flowing in other places. Okay? And to think that this parent has to fork out two bus fares, right?
So you would have preferred a school in a closer proximity for that individual.
One bus, at least one bus. I don't think a child should have to leave their home and have to take two buses to the school that they have to go to. If zoning is going on, it must be done fairly. I've been through this already, where
I'm still trying to understand the unfair nature of it, you know, from your perspective of it.
Okay, so you understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying, but you said it should be done fairly. So I'm trying to understand the unfair part of it.
The unfair part of it is that if my finances are low, I mean, consideration should be made on a national, because it's a national thing. Okay, it's not. This is not, partisan and this and that. This is a national thing. It concerns our children. Mm-hmm. Our children being bused too far out from their home is not a good thing. Schools, as far as I'm concerned, a community school is for the community, and it should be, used for the benefit of the community, right?
I understand. But if I have to chime in on you a little bit, someone will say the pivotal thing about this is the opportunity for the youngster to get an education. That's the most important.
Of course.
The distance that they have to go, someone may challenge you and say, well, it doesn't matter how far an individual goes to go to school. Once the education level is given to him, and he's able to accept whatever has been his or her been taught. You understand? So. folks may differ in you, and I understand where you're coming from for finance. Your most important, what should I say, concern is the financial aspect of it. I think that's the main concern for you. I don't think where the individual is going to school is much of a problem. I think the financial aspect of it is where you're concerned the most.
Yeah, no, I understand how others would feel, but at the same time, it's not just the finance, because we are having a problem with violence and tardiness and loitering in the town of St. George. Mm-hmm. Now, if children are sent to school closer to home, the chances of that lessens, wouldn't you say?
I would not agree with you. It doesn't mean if you're closer to home or not. Doesn't mean you're not going to get it. You would not be bullied less or so. That's just my take on it.
Okay, honest. Well, yeah.
It may not be less. It may not. Yes, it may not. It may not be less. Maybe you're more closer to your home or whatever. But doesn't mean that bullying would not take place. But
bullying takes place anyway, even in the home. I mean,
I understand.
Even in some homes we have bullying, right? But what I'm saying is, if they are going to adopt a zoning policy, then they must. To me, you should stick to it. We like our children to stick to what we say, okay? Okay, we say, so you say you're going down by Janet, and you must go by Janet, right?
Okay.
But we, as adults, don't stick to what we say. As a matter of fact, very contrary. Because if you're telling me that I am setting you up we're zoning, then let it be you send me as a child to the closest school, not to one that I have to take 2-3 buses to get to.
All right.
4 bus fares for the day for a family that finding it a little difficult to put the little, things together.
Okay.
All right?
I understand you, caller. I understand your point of view, and I certainly do respect your opinion on that. And I hope some solution could be brought. Maybe you could have a conversation with the authorities that could probably have a bit of alleviating that problem for you just a wee bit, if it's possible.
I think the solution to the violence and so could be found right in that same setting.
Okay.
Because the closer you are to home, your home. I know this one know me, this one know me, right?
All right.
It's community. You don't take a preschool child. I mean, well, I feel if I have a preschool right next door to me, I ain't going to bring my child over to town.
All right.
To me, town is not a place to go.
All right.
Caller,
I thank you so much. Thank you so much for your concern. Have a good morning. You too. Have a good one. 435-2041. 435. Don't forget you have double of the options of getting on the program this morning. You can call via the WhatsApp, or you can call directly 435-2041. If you want to, of course, may not be feeling that you want to, of course, call in, but you do have a contribution to make and you want to do it via the messaging, you can certainly do that also. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, you're live. Good morning. Good morning to you, caller. You're live.
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm doing good, sir. What about you?
All right. Good. Gigi, Constantine area. There's a broken road there since Miss Hood was in Parliament and she was Minister of Tourism. They had put up some kind of tile on the side where that road was broken. All that break out. Sometimes when you're passing there with tourists, like the people frightened because it seems as though, the vehicle going to go down there. And some of the guys drive so fast in those areas. So long. I'm calling on them. They started a road all the way back by Annandale side. I figure what they had to do, they should do those areas first before they go and do this bridge thing and they hold up with that. So long. I think they need to do something. The tourist season starting very soon, and I think they need to do something before the season. Put how they call it on the side,
Okay.
So people will see it a little more safe. And number 2, years I was calling for Cali School. One time they only had 100 children. I said they could have taken the 100 children and put them in Glen School, make Glen School a little bigger, and use Cali School for a secondary school on the south. They really need a secondary school on the south because so many children from here go into town. Right. I think that school, if they build the way Cali School is, they could have turned it into a secondary school. Thank you very much.
Thank you, caller. Thank you. Also appreciate your call and your contribution this morning. 435-2041. That's the telephone number here at Classic Radio, GBN TV. If you want to go live, as I mentioned, we have an open line this morning, which means you have the option of calling in your views, your concern, probably a solution you could offer also, and certainly those in authority may welcome that. Let's go to the phone line. Caller, welcome, and you're live. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you.
You know, a lot of us, I am not complaining, but I would have to say us, are complaining about things which we are responsible of causing. For example, people complaining about discipline. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, discipline is a state of the mind. In other words, you are being conditioned to do what is right. So if you are being conditioned at your home, you transfer the condition to your surrounding, and maybe when you go out, your surrounding. So who are responsible? I didn't say who is, who are responsible for the ill discipline to some extent is the parent. They do what they see the parents do. In fact, for a cat to learn to catch rats and little things like that, they have to learn from the mother and maybe the father too. I don't know. So we are complaining about things that we are responsible for. As I've already said, if a child respects you and he's well disciplined, he don't go down the road or up the road or on the side road and fight. Because I know when he comes, mommy, which I wouldn't chastise him. In fact, I wanted to say you all, but many people make laws that you cannot, let's say, even flag your children. But you could flag them with your mouth too. Not physical flagging alone that could win a fight. In fact, if somebody wants to fight with you, maybe you run away from them and you use another method of dealing with them. You could deal with them in the court. So you have various ways of dealing with children. But what I do know, if a child respects his parents, you will never go and fight in the road because you know what you expect and what mommy or daddy will say. In fact, I had the experience where parents tell their children, when you go to school, if those children interfered you, take a knife, this is reality, and punch the belly. No. What becomes of the children? They thieving as more than thieves. They ruin me in some property I have. Blow gun, orange gun, coconut gun, this gun. I'm afraid to say something. You know why I'm afraid? Maybe I'm too afraid because I have to defend myself as a giant. So I'd rather to take it. Go tied in my land. I brought police don't even know what to say. I don't know what they could do. So the only thing you could do is to defend yourself in such situation as the land thing.
All right, caller.
But discipline is a state of the mind. You're conditioned to that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you also. Caller via WhatsApp, good morning, and you're live.
GT, good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
Yes. GT, I want to touch on a little thing in the political parliamentary process electoral. I mentioned 3 of them, but I'm not spreading.
Let's go.
All right. GT, in my view, that's my view. I find, yes, I know you might represent in constituency as such, but I find it is unfair if you run under a political party heading. The people in that constituency voted you with the expectation that you represent them, whether you lose to form the government or you didn't form it. Let's say you're on the opposition side or the government. The people invest in you for representation. I feel it is only fair. If you want to cross the flow, you should go back to the constituency, declare yourself that I'm not running under that political party again. I'm an independent candidate. I choose how you want to run. If the people go ahead now, you being an independent, and they still want you to represent them, then you could make a choice whether you want to cross the flow, do whatever you choose. But it is unfair without consulting that we have politicians crossing flows. I know in the US, I've seen Republicans say they back in Democrats, and they say for country's sake, Dick Cheney said he will support Kamala Harris, even though he's a Republican and he say he put country first. I understand that. But our parliamentary system is different from the states. And what I would like to see, I know sometimes Mr. Ola always mention about the Constitution, that we go the way like Guyana, vote for a president, and then this president select people. You have a prime minister, he select people who he want to form his cabinet, and then leave it open for people to go and vote for senators. Like you go in a polling division and vote senators how you want to choose as such. But I don't think, and I think a line must be drawn. If you win your seat as such in one political party, stay with that political party. If you want to cross the floor, resign and go back to the polls and let them vote you, because sometimes some people only win their seat based under the heading of the political party they run. So I think these are things that must be considered, and people must be fairly treated when they vote you. Thank you very much.
Thank you also, caller. Thank you very much for your contribution this morning. Folks, we drew for a break, our first break in the program this morning. When we come back, we certainly will, of course, entertain more of your calls. Stay with us, Classic Radio, GBN TV.
As GBN brings you the thrilling coverage of this year's Republic Bank Caribbean Premier League, please note there will be some adjustments to our regular programming lineup. From Tuesday, September 17th to Friday, September 20th, transitions will be at 5:05 p.m. GBN Television News will air at 6 p.m., followed by a repeat right after the CPL match. And don't miss the rebroadcast of transitions after the news repeat. GBN, with you anywhere and everywhere with the best in sports coverage. Stay tuned and stay informed with GBN.
The Grenada Motor Club will be hosting its second and final international drag racing event for 2024 at Pearls International Speedway on September 28th and 29th. Expect the fastest set of drag cars and bikes the Caribbean has to offer. September 27th, meet and greet at Lavo Lanes. September 28th, test and tune bracket race qualifiers. And after drags, chill out at Sizzle Bar and Lounge. September 29th, drag race finals at Pearls International Speedway. There will be a special guest appearance by one of the Caribbean's top drag racers and a special drift performance by one of the Caribbean's top drifter. Mark the dates, September 28th and 29th at Pearls International Speedway is the place to be. You don't want to miss this one.
Welcome back once again to our listeners and viewers. Those of you via our social media platforms, welcome back also. Let's go to the phone line. It's an open line edition up to the point for today. Let's say, caller, good morning, and you're live.
Hi, good morning to you.
Good morning to you, sir.
To all your followers. The first caller touched a most important important subject. Like you, I think the word fairness or fair was not appropriately used, but we use words loosely. There's nothing about fairness or no lack of fairness in that. But the fact remains that the time has come to consider having a secondary school in the South. This particular administration, the NDC, I think they were instrumental in the last two secondary schools we had. For sure, the one in Archibald Avenue, the J.W. Fletcher, and I think the West Hall one too. I'm not 100% sure, but I think so. So I think the time has come for them again in another administration of theirs to build a school. Because if you take out the number of children who go up to St. George's, I would say, on a morning time, you know how much traffic you have reduced? How much congestion on that road by they being able to come to a school close by? Let me say one thing about walking to school, though. I know it's no longer safe. We have too much traffic and it's no longer safe. But walking doesn't hurt anybody. And walking from this terminus to Wesley College is good for a child. Let the child leave early, catch the bus, and walk. Let me tell you something, how much walking I did, GT. As a child, I walked from half an hour through the bushes, and I came out in Maday's. You know where Maday's Junction is? By the, how you call it, Boss Yard, they call the place?
Yeah, I know of it. But folks, someone will of course challenge you and say times has changed, eh?
Yeah, I know. Traffic, I would say for the traffic. I walked from there. Let me tell you where I walked. From there up Monfendio, Rose Hill, Plains, Coquelin, they call that other hill up there, Lataste, and then to Montrose. By the time I got there, my breakfast, of course, was consumed. But it's about an hour and a half. He didn't kill me. He didn't hurt me. So when we're talking about somebody finding it difficult to walk from the bus terminus to Wesley College, to me it's a stretch. It's a stretch. We have to provide proper sidewalks, and motorists have to respect the children more. And we don't expect them to walk 5 miles as I did. But I think that we are spoiling our kids by making them feel that this is unfair or unjust to them to walk from the stadium or from the bus terminus to the stadium. You see them after shows at night, they walk long distances to and from the stadium when they have events there.
All right.
So, but I think that the matter of a school, a secondary school in the South, it should now be a front burner topic.
All right.
That's my contribution this
Thank
morning.
you, caller. Thank you so much. Caller via WhatsApp, good morning. I appreciate your patience. Good morning. You're welcome.
Good morning, GT. How are you doing?
Not too bad. My apology for having you on hold that long, but good morning.
That's all right. Dario here from the National CSUT. I just want to throw out something. I'm not sure how many persons have seen it, but the T.A. Marisho Community College, TAMCC, they are offering a few free courses. Yes, free, absolutely free, all geared towards building the technology capacity in all our citizens, right? So this is about getting us to a place where people are able to navigate the digital space in a safe manner. So you have cybersecurity junior analysts, introduction to cybersecurity, and cybersecurity essentials. Now, these, again, they are completely free, offered through the T.A. Marisho Community College, and they are self-paced, all right? So once you have a mobile device, your smartphone, tablet, computer or so, you can reach out to the college, get signed up. They will provide you with some level of guidance, and take the courses, please. Even if it is just the cybersecurity essentials, it is going to help you. It is going to help us, because whether we like it or not, digital transformation, this is something that is happening. Right, and people need to be aware of how they can, really navigate the space in a safe manner. So again, reach out to TAMCC, Mr. Seldon Walker. He's the point person at the college, and you can always just call the college 440-1389. and ask for him, or you can reach out to him directly on WhatsApp on 4050792. So again, those of you, as a matter of fact, it's not those of you, everybody should consider taking those courses.
All right.
And GT, well, I'll be in touch because October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month, and we have a few things coming up, but we'll always talk about that later on. Yeah, man?
All right, sure, appreciate it. Have a good morning yourself. Caller via, good morning. Good morning, you're live.
Hello?
Good morning, you're live.
Are you hearing me?
We're hearing you loud and clear, and you are live, sir. Go right ahead, please.
Okay, good morning, GT, and morning to your listeners and the viewers. As you may realize, I've been absent for a little while, partly because I don't have a separate access to hear the radio, so I have to use the same phone I'm calling on. That's one of the reasons.
Okay.
But anyway, this morning, I want to ask you to help us. On Sunday, tomorrow actually is the 33rd anniversary of Friends of the Earth Grenada. And for that, and also tomorrow is also designated by the United Nations International Day of Peace. To mark that, on Sunday, we'll be having a webinar entitled Caribbean Leadership Crisis. A panel of people from across the Caribbean have been assembled, and we would like people to attend because we really need to discuss leadership, and leadership doesn't just necessarily mean politicians. Leadership span right across the spectrum. There's a serious problem. That's why the reason we have violence and all the other social problems and so on. So we would like people to attend. So if you could share the information, and then people could call me at 416-1247 to give them further information. Now, so that is one. One of the things I want to raise is like what happened in Lebanon. I mean, which people take lightly. We get so accustomed to technology and not realizing that we could have a potential bomb in our hands or in our house through the laptop and so on. Some people might remember what happened to Walter Rodney way back, I think it was 1980, 1981. 80, I think, and a little bit further in terms of memory, But where he had a walkie-talkie and he and his brother was trying to work it out and it exploded on him. It should bring back some memory how these people being involved in that kind of activity for a long time, and now no place, no way is safe. They already have biological weapons and chemical weapons that could really put us in our place. If we try to come out of our space by trying to assert our sovereignty or independence and so on. So people should be more mindful. And the caller before in terms of the cyber, I don't know what you were saying because I can't hear, but it's important that people become more aware of potentials and also how we can access and make use of the technology while we are still allowed to do it. Finally, on Lebanon again, it was not surprising to me being told about the news. And then I pursued and I found what really happened. A few years ago, a friend of mine who is now dead, former policewoman, sent me a video in which Netanyahu was boasting that they can get you anywhere you are in the world. You can't escape them. They'll get you anywhere in the world. And maybe he's right. But should we continue in a world where people like that continue to blackmail us into following their dictate? I'll leave it at that. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Appreciate your contribution this morning. 435-2041. Let's go to the WhatsApp and read a couple of the contributions that were made via the WhatsApp. Someone is saying, zoning comes with certain ramification. Remember, a choice sheet was given out to students pre-exam. So the sheet along with the grade attains zone he or she belongs. School populations are taken into consideration when placing students into school. A parent's financial status is not a prerequisite for school placement. All right, so that's someone who's following up on the very first caller who called in with a concern referring to, of course, zoning. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, you're live. Good morning.
Good morning, GT. How are you today?
Doing pretty well, sir.
Yeah, well, I want to make a little contribution about the school things, right? it's about time they take action because a lot of people is talking and saying things. We all have to come together and do what it takes to get these children under rule or control because we grew up and we know what it is. For the gentleman that's saying that the amount of miles he walked, that is true because we had to walk from to go to school. We had to walk from Cali's and Grandhands to go to town school and walk back. But that could not happen now. So we have to cut it because the normal human beings supposed to be able to do at least 2 to 3 miles or a mile of walking every day, exercising to keep you fit, your muscles, all this stuff, you understand? But the parents have a very serious role to play. Now, they don't have the chores like we used to do to change sheep and change goat before you go to work, before you go to school and things. So they're supposed to have the chores. Look, the same cellular phone they're giving to these children is a weapon. When you're leaving home, you're not supposed to go to school with your phone. Your phone is supposed to be home, leave home. In the school, supposed to have an order. You're not supposed to come to school with any phone. That is one way of cutting the communication and even setting communications and rules for like how we had it in the day. When you get a rule and an order from home, you know to correct it. Meet me home at 4 o'clock. Meet me so-and-so place at so time. Keep timing because we realize that Grenada is a country that out of timing, nobody's keeping timing. So we have to do all that. Look, then the school bus, as the gentleman said, the school bus is one of the things. We should have school bus picking up school children by the school, and they cannot tell us that it cannot happen because the Sagarian made it an example. He had how much 9 school buses in Grenada, the big ones, the yellow ones that you see in America, carrying school children. They were here doing that. He brought them in, green one and yellow one. Then you have where the children now have the things that the parents giving them the things that they have to do when they go home. There's no cow and sheep, but you have to get the clothes in the machine ready for tomorrow. When you go home, the ways that couldn't wash before we leave school, you have to get at. Now is dogs and gate. The dogs have to be bathed, get the bowls ready for tomorrow morning for everybody leaving together and what. They have to come back with a lot of these chores, putting chores for children. Else we only talking, but nothing is happening. A library. Where is the library? Children should go in the library. Where is it? And could even have a bus leaving the library to go on the outskirts. We have to walk. We have to talk, we have to communicate, we have to keep timing, and this is Grenada problem. Right. Communication, timing, and an appointment is a serious thing in Grenada, and the man that created this world created the world by timing. If your car engine is not timed, it cannot stop. If the telephone is not properly timed, it cannot stop. You have to leave the Grenada 9 o'clock to catch the 9:30 connecting flight to Trinidad else pop. You know what's happening. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much. Thank you for your contribution this morning. Let's go to the WhatsApp. WhatsApp caller, good morning. You're welcome.
Good morning.
My apology for your patience.
Yeah. I called the other day when you had someone online. I think it was someone from NADMA. And I complained about the drains on Monroe Stretch. And the guy who was there said that the reason why the drains are like that is because people are throwing trash in the drain. I think he has not passed that area for a long time because the problem with the drains need cleaning. The grass is growing in the drains so the water cannot flow. There are certain areas there where the water is very high because the grass is not there. The water is very high. And they have fishes that are spawning in the area, the little fishes. This week, I think it must have been Monday, they must have poured whatever it is for the mosquitoes in the water. And so the fish is all dead and it smells stink to the highs when you walk in there in the mornings. And the point I want to say is that why on the hotel...
Caller, I think we may have lost you there for a wee bit. You know that usual issue that happens with the WhatsApp. It's moving up to 25 minutes before 10 o'clock this morning. Let's take a break. When we come back, we entertain more of your calls. Stay with us here, Classic Radio, GBN TV. Right back with more of your calls after the break.
Mobility, a common theme woven.
It's the event you won't want to miss. GIDC Business Deals Day is happening on Saturday, October 12th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Frequenty Industrial Park playing field. Explore the latest products and service offerings from businesses within the industrial parks. Enjoy discounts on GIDC business support services and get fantastic deals on household items, building materials, accessories, condiments, and more, with exciting prizes up for grabs throughout the day. But that's not all. Dive into a mini health fair and career expo for valuable health, education, and employment opportunities, all while enjoying the songs of Trio the Band and DJ Graphic Sounds. It will be a fun-filled day filled with eats, drinks, games, deals, and more. Mark your calendars and join the GIDC at Frequenty Industrial Park playing field on Saturday, October 12th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. See you there.
Welcome back once again to our listeners and viewers this morning to the point here on the Classic Radio and the GBN TV. We do have an open line segment this morning, which means you listeners and viewers the option of calling in and share your views, your concerns, and we have some folks who have even offered solutions. Let's go to the phone line. Caller, you're live. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning to you, sir.
Yeah, good morning. A previous caller spoke about Walter Rodney, what happened to him in Guyana. You understand? But the people that encourage this thing to happen is the people we don't think we do it. Could you remember in 1974, El Condo? You remember the man named El Condo?
I'm probably too young to remember that, sir, or to even know about it.
In 1974, El Condo, a Cuban exile, living in Miami, and his boys and them hijacked a Cuban airline in Barbados and flew it down to Miami, Florida. You understand? And this was sponsored by, the world police. Now, Nicolas Maduro time coming. I think he is on the list too. I wish them people who doing that could stop it. Stop it, because remember, Wounded Knee, what they did, they killed hundreds of thousands of Indians to take over and call the United States of America. There was a bystander watching what they do with the Gatling gun. They put the Gatling gun and they shoot on all these people, a lot of people. There was a woman with a baby. When she got the bullet, she went down. And the bystander said, well, let me see if all these people dying. When we go and we meet, somebody the lady know, what do you think the child was doing?
All right. Well, caller, for time constraint, and I'm not expecting you to tell the entire story, but we do appreciate your contribution this morning, and I still understand.
The child was sucking the mother breast, pulling the mother breast until she gave milk, and the mother was dead. Anyhow, I wish them all the best.
Thank you, sir. Have a good morning yourself. Caller via WhatsApp, good morning, and you're welcome.
Yeah, good morning. How are you doing this morning?
Bad at all, sir. Let me hear from you.
All right, then. The problem I'm struggling with is, why sometimes, right, we as black people, we have to take a road where we have to fight, especially for school children. Now, I live in New York City, right? Jewish children have so much discipline. Is a way that when you go to that school, there is no phone, there is no, how they could do it. how the Chinese children could do it. What is this struggle with black children? It's like phone is a new thing to us now. Everything is a law have to pass, and a this have to pass. Why we just can't understand and execute simple information that is given to us? That's the only how our country will grow. And this is why this races of people, whatever they do, spiritually, emotionally, academically, in the workforce, that's why they're so strong, because they exercise discipline as one people. You understand? My daughter go to a high school, right? When they get to the school, the phones have to be put away in the locker until the class is done, until the school is finished in the evening time. The only how they could get this phone, if there is an emergency situation where they have to call their parents. Why we in Grenada, 100,000 people, is so ill-disciplined for every little thing. You understand? I hear they calling about a bag there. What is a bag? You know? A school bag, everybody making them who have a $500 bag. For what? And this is where we're getting beat by the other races, because the nonsense we sit down and think about, them other races then happening. You're going to school to learn, and one of the things you're going to school for is to educate you people, is to make your country stronger and to make your peers stronger. And they make the races. That's why you see that example in New York, Canada, England, all the time. Chinese, Indian, all these people, they stay together. The children goes to be disciplined. Why we have black children? Every time is a fight for the most simplest of things. Yesterday, I heard this guy say something on the radio. There was a police officer. For example, I went to pre-day in Grenada, right? Police officer was directing us where to park here, park there. When we come out, somebody stole the vehicle. How that happen? When you as an officer, this is where you're that's where your post supposed to be, but you left it maybe since 12 o'clock and somebody took the vehicle. You have to pay back a rental place for the whole car, you know, because you left your post where, you know, that's ill-disciplined way.
All right, the usual up there with, of course, WhatsApp. We lost the caller there. Apology for that. 435-2041, 435-2041. Your option of calling in and sharing your views or concern, or offer a solution. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning, and you're live.
Yes, GT, I just wanted to show something.
Go right ahead, please.
Some time ago, I heard Mr. Jerry Edwin saying that they have 105 lawyers in Grenada. And out of the 105 is only about 3 or 4 criminal lawyers. So you see the problem there already. So we are 100 and somewhat other lawyers practicing all the other things, marine, conveyance, whatever it is. We don't want criminal lawyers. But he also pointed out that each citizen have a right to protect himself in the courthouse. But there is no law library. And it's the only island, I think he said, I stand corrected, in the Caribbean, or in the North, or in the CARICOM, that doesn't have a law library. It is astonishing. That's all I want to say.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your contribution this morning, sir. It's certainly welcomed. 435-2041. We do have a question been posted here by someone on the WhatsApp, and they referred to our first caller. So a lot of folks seem to be dominating on that just a wee bit. And the question is, did the parent ask for a transfer and was rejected? And I'm guess that individual is speaking in relation to our first caller who spoke about the issue of zoning and where him or her daughter was, of course, placed. And she was asking that question in that way. Let's go to the phone line and say good morning to the caller, and you're welcome.
Morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
Internationalvote.com. That's for people who want to vote for Kamala Harris, the people who have a dual citizenship in the diaspora. And there was, last time I checked, there was a library. It was locked down, and they want to keep it silent and secret so we don't have the knowledge to defend ourselves. But for people who want to vote for Kamala Harris, go to internationalvote.com. Have a blessed weekend.
You have a good day yourself, sir. 445-2041. 435-2041. It's an open line this morning. We have approximately 15 minutes left on today's program. Feel free to give me that call. Let's hear your views. You probably have an issue you would like to speak of. Feel free to do that. You have a concern you want to speak about also. Feel free to do that. You offering a solution. Yeah. To a particular issue, feel free to do that this morning, 435-2041. We go back to the phone line. Let's say good morning to the caller and your live caller. Good morning.
Morning, Judy. How's everything?
Everything is all right.
No, I think we as a nation, a small nation, so still too long to do certain things, especially main things for the public and for everybody in any case, You have a wall to build in Telesford Street. I think about 2 years to build. After a wall building for 2 years, a main road. Come on, man. If the private people is the one who involved in the project on the ground there, the government will pump me some money and pay the work. Yeah, days they work on days and days and working at all. They do nothing and try to pass all Telesford Street and you cannot jam up here in Green Street and then all the time in Green Street, jam up and danger or something. Get the road fixed, get the wall built, and that is it. Cost you what it will. If it's the private people involved in the business, and the money can short. They work 2 days, they work 3 days, they work 4 days, they work 5 days, come back again, stop again, You have enough concrete and something you need, and get the work done and finish the work and put the work together. Why take it so long to build a wall? 2 years to build a wall? If I would in modern area again, it's a disaster, disaster with some money, disaster with some money. You build a road above the precipice again, high, 50 feet tall. 50 feet tall, traveling above the road, and when you would fix it and complete, 15 feet above the road, and don't need a precipice. So now where we going now? We wasting taxpayer money going out, how we going. It's time the government pump some money inside the project into the street and get it open up.
All right, caller. Thank you so much for your concern this morning. Let's go to the WhatsApp caller. Good morning, and you're live.
Yeah, Grand Rising, my people, Grand Rising. I'm calling concerning Ministry of Labor. The Ministry of Labor only has laws on the book for company and for trade union. The average person that working out here is not protected. When you go and work for people, they're making you work, getting all the material. When time to pay, this is when they have it, they're going to give you. When you go to the police, they're saying they cannot do anything. You go to the Ministry of Labor, they say they're going to work on it. And they ending up at the day, they're coming back and tell you that's how they cannot do anything because there's nothing in the books for them. They could only work within the Ministry of Labor code. And something should be done about that because there's a lot of people out there calling people work and they're not paying them for the labor. And they're doing that because there's no protection for them by the Ministry of Labor.
Thank you, caller. Thank you there for your contribution this morning. Hopefully someone at authority will able to have that issue complaining about resolved. Caller, good morning, and you're live.
Hi, good morning.
To you, good morning.
Yes, I'm calling from Paradise, concerning the Paradise Bridge. Now we have some big truck that's coming up on the bridge, like they're taking load. I don't know if it's in tongue away. But like they just plan to come up one behind the other. 3 of them, one after the other, approaching that bridge. If the first one break the bridge, the next two going right down. I mean, there must be reasonable. When one pass and then another 2 vehicles. Big, heavy truck. The bridge didn't design for this thing and them. So even though one pass now and then one pass in the next 10 minutes. I mean, 3 or 4 of them, one behind the other, just coming up on that bridge, sir. I don't want to see this thing because I want to live with it for the rest of my life because I'm right in front of the bridge. You understand?
I understand you, caller.
Yes, because, I mean, the bridge is 200 years old. 200 plus. You don't have no steel. The last time a truck knocked the bridge and the truck goes straight down in the river. Only dry white line around you see. So, I mean, they have to know what to do when they're coming up on this bridge. Long ago when excavator had to pass, they used to go down in the back of Martinland and cross the river and come up in the river road. Now excavator passing on the same big long trailer and then more pressure. And the thing about it, no government are building bridge. None at all. Regardless who government are coming forward, they're building a good bridge. That's why I say I want to try and see if I could run and from me party and carry the bridge. Because nobody don't want to build a bridge. Have a good weekend, me brother.
You too, my dear. Have a good day yourself and a great weekend to come. 435-2041. 435. 10 minutes before we wrap today's program. We go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning, and you're live.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning to you.
The gentleman that called about labor, that people, I guess he's talking privacy, where people make them get the materials and they don't hire them or they don't pay. There are two sides to these. These contractors come out and they give you sometimes quotes that are exorbitant and unfair according to what's going on in the industry. And consumers are getting more and more astute. So when one person gives an estimate, they're going and they're getting 1 and 2 and 3 estimates so they can compare. And so they have to be fair when they're giving their quotes and know that there is competition. And maybe what is happening, people going out and they're getting a second quote and realize that one contractor was being unfair, either with the labor price or the cost of the materials. And that is why some of them are getting stuck without getting work complete, or when they get material, or so they claim, and they're not getting called back. Because one of the things I noticed they're doing, these contractors are trying to make money from consumers on the materials. They're offering to go and get the materials for them, and they're overestimating to the customers what they need. They're taking the excess more than the job for themselves, for their own inventory. And they're using the opportunity to stock up on their inventory, disguised as material that is necessary for that particular job. And they are extorting and exploiting in offering to get the materials. It's an opportunity for them to extort, get more materials than is needed to stock up on their own supply for the next job. And consumers are becoming very much aware of this. So the gentleman who called and say he feels like he's been exploited, you have to think of the consumer too. There are a lot of dishonest contractors, or they come in and giving 3 of them come and 3 of them give 3 different costs, and they have to be fair. Thank you.
I appreciate your contribution, caller. Thank you so much. Good morning to you, caller via WhatsApp. You're welcome. Let's hear from you.
Hey, GT, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing this morning, man?
Happy Friday, man.
And same goes out to you.
Everything is good. Nice weather in New York today.
All right.
Okay, GT. Last Sunday I happened to listen to the meeting of NNP with the women's. Right, it was the women embassy, and in the ending of the meeting there was a young lady that came and singing Sandra song about they could keep their money and she could die with dignity. No work for young women in Grenada. And then the Monday now, I heard the same young lady calling on the Sheldon Scott program. She said that she had a son that was autistic. She talked about she lost her job. She used to be an Imani, her mom, her brother, people losing job and stuff. And then, if we know the hurricane came, she said she get damaged, her galvanized came. Okay, this young lady, now there's the biggest small piece for Kate, all right? She did campaigning in cricket.
Lost you there, caller. Of course, that usual little loss of with that WhatsApp. Caller, good morning. You're live. Let's hear from you.
Good morning, Jay.
Good morning to you, sir.
Jay, what's up?
I'm doing pretty well. What is up? What's up with you?
Yeah, I'm just want to represent the farmers this morning because I realize that our brothers on the farm are seeing real trouble, and some of them are planning to just give it up because it's just not making sense for them anymore. But I'm saying that if we lose all farmers, it's not really a good thing for us because prices is going to go up. You're going to import more stuff from outside, and it's just not good for us. I'm just saying that we planted over 2-3 acres of melon, right? Maybe wrong timing, I guess, that everybody's planting. But I'm just saying that there is no market. So when you invest all that money into a particular crop, and you cannot make back even quarter of the money that you spent, and you try another crop, and maybe the same thing happened to you, you can recover back your income. Most farmers are going to decide, you know what, better I'm going to be a vendor. And the farmers leave their farm, go and try to be a vendor, and then guess what? You lose a farmer, you get a vendor. Prices is going to go up. Less men farming, less produce. So I'm just saying that we need to invest in our farmers. The government said they're going to give the farmers some money, right? This thing is taking too long. Timing is everything. Timing is everything. They said this week, we're from this week. I don't know if they paid today, but I'm just saying that farmers need that money. Most of the farmers. Some of them have money, so they could withstand the pressure. But I'm just saying that most farmers right now, they need that money. Timing is everything. And I hold on, JT, I finished it. I heard farmers that seriously, the strong supporters of the embassy, really strong supporters. They are really, really complaining now and really hurting. So embassy, please, we don't want to lose those farmers. Pay them money. Pay them money. Have a nice day.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much for your contribution also. 435-2041. Let's try that WhatsApp caller again. Good morning to you, sir. I hope you were able to stay almost steady in this segment so you can conclude your contribution. Go right ahead, please.
All right, GT. Okay, the point I was making, GT, that she's a big supporter of Kate Lewis, right? MP getting $10,000 extra, right? This is a lady say from since the time of burial to now, she don't have a trampoline. I think that the MP should try to see if she could walk into that and get a trampoline over the young lady room. She visiting the young lady. The young lady said she and the kids and the mother, everybody have to jump up in one room to sleep. You know what I mean? And this is the person who said that she's the gun mole for Kate, and anybody come close, she will blast them with she mole for Kate. You know what I mean? And you could tell me, these people, that's the reason why you see NNP create the poor and vulnerable. And this lady in a condition and she crying for help. And not for help, that kid going to help this lady. Get a trampoline over her head. Try to get some help for this. Try to get some help for this young lady. You know, also Michael Back is already talking about having Kit Mitchell coming back, and it's amazing to see this guy. There's Grenadians that came out from home. You know what I mean? Most of them, they don't have the papers. They will hire these guys and them, and when they get the money, they tell them that they will receive the check and never pay this guy. Michael Back, this is a con artist. GT, you have a nice weekend.
Have a good day yourself and a great weekend. Caller, good morning. You're live.
Yes, good morning, GT. Two things. Somebody called earlier and they asked you to remember something, and you say it was too young to recall or too young to know. GT, you could never be too young to know something, or else you would say,
well, I probably have never paid attention to it. That could be the reason or reasons why. Maybe that's a way to say it.
We ain't too young to know something. We have to go and read it. That's how we know history. That's how we know what happened on the fort. We find out you could never be too young to know that was the wrong.
Well, I was only saying it in reference to what he asked about. Say at the time it happened. So I said maybe I was too young to remember that time. At that time.
Wasn't there, but don't say you're too young to know that means you're going and do your history and do your homework and find out about the world.
Well, maybe I will do it now.
Yes.
Thank you, caller. Have a good one. Caller via WhatsApp. Good morning.
Good morning, GT. How are you doing?
Not too bad, man. Go right ahead.
Right. So the caller before, the lady before. The young lady in St. Andrews North East is getting help, and she doesn't ask the government for nothing. She don't need to ask Sister Kate for anything. And he's getting the people tied up. The lady that sang in Glenville, in the Women's Forum is not the lady that you heard on the program which he's talking about. Get your facts straight, brother. Stay in America and mind your business. Have a good morning.
Good morning to you also. Let's probably have time to entertain our final caller this morning. Caller, good morning. You're welcome. Let's hear from you.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yes, I think we need to have the issue of police officers giving legal advice to be addressed. This is a problem. Police officers are police officers. They did not go to law school. They don't know how to give legal advice. They are not licensed to practice law. They don't know how to analyze legal law and give legal advice. So this is a problem. You go to the police station and they're telling you what the law is and how they interpret the law, and they deny your claim, they deny to take a statement, they deny to bring it to court, they deny everything because they say this is how they interpret the law. If this is happening, fair legal action is being denied at the police station. If police is making legal decisions at the police station and denying citizens the right to reach further with any claims or cause of action they have, they are obligated as police to take the statement. Then we have different channels until we get. We have an investigator will investigate. They present it to the DPP office, and at that point, the DPP, with the legal advice and the license to practice, will then say this is valid or this is not valid. But when we have police in the police station practicing law and giving legal advice and interfering with due process and the ability to pursue issues by turning away people in the police station and telling them this is valid and this is not invalid, this is a problem. Police need to know their scope, their boundary, and what they are. Most of them go to a 6-month course and they have bare necessities of a few subjects, and that it is. They don't have the ability to practice law, and they need to know that and know their ability and stop postulating and innocent people who don't know. They're thinking it's the police as authority, and they're listening to them, and they need to stop taking advantage of the police and the badge and trying to practice law and giving wrong information. And this is injustice to the customers, to the public. Police need to know the rules. Stop giving legal advice. It is illegal. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Have yourself a great morning, caller, and a great weekend to come. Folks, that's what we're going to take a wrap for today's program. I want to thank all who called in this morning and made their contributions. So they appreciate it a whole lot. What a great week it was. So, folks, next time you hear me on the radio will be in sometime next week. Once the Almighty permits, health, strength, and everything is in between. Have yourself a great day, folks, and best wishes goes out to you for the rest of the day today and a great weekend to come. Goodbye.